hold on. Well, on the storyboard, Sagwa felt sad and tears comes out of her eyes. Sagwa says, I can't believe Cyan got me again. And just like that, when Sagwa says, I can't believe Cyan got me again. I just want to see Wonder Hearts, but Cyan wouldn't let me, even though Grumpy wouldn't let me. And now Grumpy thinks I'm a stray cat. And then Sagwa says, I can't believe it. Oh, I want to see her, but Grumpy wouldn't let me. And then Sagwa says, well, I remember last time. And then the reminder, Sagwa says, say, you girls love chasing mice. And then Cyan says, mice? And then after the reminder, Sagwa says, I guess sleeping can help. Then Sagwa says, hopefully I can fall asleep. But Sagwa was too sad to sleep. And then Shadow goes past her. Sagwa says, what is that? And then Sagwa spotted the rat. And then Sagwa even growls at the rat. And she chases after the rat. But Sagwa can't reach the rat, because the rat was climbing on top of an open window to Wonder Heart's room. And then Sagwa can't reach the rat. Where Sagwa says, wait, that's Wonder Heart's room. And just like that, when Sagwa says, wait, that's Wonder Heart's room, don't go in there. And then Sagwa bounces up and down. And then, meanwhile, Cyan wakes up. And then the shadow goes past us. And then, wham, lightning flashes. And Cyan leaped in their basket and closed the lid behind him. And then, meanwhile, Sagwa raced upstairs and into Wonder Heart's room, chasing the rat. And that's where Sagwa began to fight the rat around the room. They engage a fight. While during the fight, knocking the crib over. And that's what happens. The rat was climbing on top of Wonder Heart's crib, and Sagwa was about to scratch the rat, but missed, and accidentally knocking the crib over. The rat climbs on top of the overturned crib, and Sagwa bumps onto the overturned crib. The rat climbs onto the shelf, while Sagwa chases the rat. And then, meanwhile, Starlight Glimmer, Sheared, and Sheared Grumpy were waking up and raced upstairs. And then, meanwhile, Sagwa chases the rat, and Sagwa manages to... Meanwhile, Sagwa was fighting the rat around the room. Then Sagwa manages to corner the rat under the falling curtains and kills it. And then Sagwa says, wow, that was epic. And just like that, when Sagwa says, that was epic. And then Sagwa says, ouch! Unless the rat just bit my ankle. And then Sagwa says, uh-oh, what have I done? And then Sagwa asks, uh-oh, I woke up Wonder Heart, and uh-oh, I accidentally knocked over the crib. Then Sagwa asks, and uh-oh, I accidentally knocked over the crib, and I accidentally overturned it by accident. Then Sagwa asks, uh-oh, I hope Grumpy doesn't mistake me. Then Sagwa asks, hopefully Grumpy doesn't realize there's a dead rat in the room. And then all four of them rushes in the room. They did not see the dead rat, just Sagwa in the overturned crib. Also, they think that Sagwa was attacking Wonder Hearts. And then after that, Shigwa rushes in the room. And then Sheared asks, calm down, Sheared. I think the little one's trying to tell us something. And then Sheared asks, what is it, little one? Tell us. And then Shigwa cannot explain, so she wants Sheared to follow her to Wonder Heart's room. Then Sheared asks, what is it? What? You guys, come here. And then Sheared asks, what is it? Then she asks, a rat. And then Starlight asks, wait, I thought they were attacking Wonder Hearts, but I think Sagwa was just protecting her from the rat. And then Sai says, rat. we shouldn't know. And then Am asked, yeah, we shouldn't touch her, but it's the good thing she protect her from the ferocious rat. Then Sai asked, yeah, we have to save her. And then Sai asked, come on, Am, follow me. Starlight asked, Sai, Am, where are you going? And then Starlight asked, Sai, Am, and then Starlight asked, we have to follow them. And then Sai and Am finally rescue Sangwa. And then Sai asked, Sangwa, we're so sorry for teasing you. And then Am asked, yeah, we're so sorry, but you did great for protecting Wonder Hearts from the ferocious rat. Then Sangwa asked, yeah, it was my job. And since you both ends with S and A, and then Sangwa asked, my name ends with A also. And then Sangwa asked, well, it was a great thing. I protect Wonder Hearts from the ferocious rat. And then Dongwa says, well, I'm Dongwa. And then Sai asked, that's great, and you must be Shigwa. Then Shigwa asked, yeah. And then Sangwa asked, Dongwa is our brother. And